coffee again. This is the bit I don't like when you're sitting there just waiting. Yeah, waiting.
We're early.
Nobody
You're early.
else is on yet. It's just us.
And it's
Just me and the two elves. This is the bit I don't like. Just nobody else is on yet. It's whispering. We've got people looking already, look.
oh yes, 12.
Oh, 12 people, oh my goodness me. Lots of people. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
To turn the volume off,
I don't know how to do it. I'm gonna have to turn it off.
We were getting stereo there.
Sorry about that.
Good evening, everyone. And yeah, I'll make it bang on 7:30 now. So we was watching it on Lynn's phone, and it was counting down, you know. And then suddenly we were on there, and we was listening to us as well. It was like in stereo, so we was having a right old chuckle. So good evening, everybody, as you're coming on there. It's nice to see so many of you tuning in. Got a special evening lined up for you tonight, and I hope you've made sure that you've got time for yourself. It's very important to take time for yourself. So, you know, do what you can to be not to be disturbed. And I was going to say turn the phone off, but don't do that if you're watching through the phone. You know,
Yeah.
but just get yourself in a nice space, and yeah, we'll see where we go. So first, what we want to do is, you know, I'm Lynn.
I'm Lynn.
So we're the two Lynns together tonight, and we're going to create our own space. You know, if you were here with us sitting in Heron's Lodge, we are in a beautiful sacred space. But you can, your sacred space goes with you. It's that sacred hoop that you have around you. So we're going to call our circle into your circle, and circles within circles of light tonight. So, and whatever you, and however you believe, whether you're saying a prayer or whatever it is, just a quiet contemplation, just thoughtful. Let's just be thoughtful for a moment and just still ourselves. And I like to always honour the ancestors and the spirits of the place here that I walk and work with. To the spirits of this place, from my circle, our circle, to your circle, the circle of light, of love, that we sit in within. This night, may we be guided, may we feel the love of spirit, the love of community, and the love of the internet that's bringing us together. And as the evening unfolds, may it be one of grace and ease, as we come together as one. Ahe Namaste.
Hey, Namaste.
Whoever thought I would be bringing in the internet to say thank you. But it's such an amazing, it's really become an amazing tool, because being able to reach so many people, because not everybody can get here, but we can get to a wider community. So very aware at this moment in time of the veil that's starting to thin. I mean, they say from the 31st of October to the 7th of November is actually the thinning of the veil, but I don't know about anyone else. I personally believe that it starts to thin a lot sooner than that. The spirit are always close, the ancestors are always close anyway, but there seems to be less effort, if you like. Oh, there's things moving around in here, all right. I don't know if Lynn see that. Actually,
Yes.
Did you see?
Yeah.
We got a lot of activity in here already tonight, which is, you know, you might pick something up. But before I even come out, I was in my office, and I was doing something in my office, and I heard footsteps in my room, or a noise in my bedroom, and I thought that, you know, I blame Dennis. I always blame Dennis, bless him, that he'd left the door open and the dogs had gone upstairs, because if they can get upstairs, they'll get into my bed, and they like my bed. And as I walked through to get the dogs, there they were on the sofa, so it wasn't the dogs at all. And then as I walked back into my office, my computer just turned itself on. It just literally fired up. So yes, there's a lot of energy around tonight. And just from October itself for us here at Corhrain has always been a very important time of year. We've had the honouring of the ancestors as part of our Pathways teaching group, which we had at the weekends. We had a whole weekend of ceremony and of honouring the ancestors, those of the land and those that walk with us, our nearest, and those back through our line. And I love this time of year, and I have to say, I want to go out with the Halloween stuff. Halloween stuff does not sit comfortable with me. This is my personal opinion. I don't know, Lynn, interact as well here. For me, it's Samhain, and there'll always be someone that I will say I'm not saying it right, but get over it, because I say it like Samhain. You say it however you want to say it. But to me, it's the Celtic New Year as well, and a very special date, the 31st of October. We moved into the cottage on the 31st of October, and the very first fire ceremony we had was in my cottage in the fire grate. And then we've gone on every year since, and it'll be 18 years this October that we've been here. And normally this time of year we'd have 3 ceremonies. We'd have one where the public are invited in, and we have the big wider community of Corhrain come in, and we honour the ancestors, and have a lovely, it's a really nice gathering. We have we have 3 fires. One of our council members, Stuart, he makes a big triple spiral, which usually sets all the grass alight when it's lit, but it's spectacular. And we have our roundhouse full of photographs and candles and flowers. It's a real beautiful, and it's not a sad time. Let me just say, it's not a sad time. It's a time where we think about our loved ones that have passed, and they come more into it's where the spirit and the physical blend and come together with much grace and ease than normal. And then we have a quiet Samhain as well, don't we? Just a few of us. We do a very small ceremony, just a handful of us. Then we have our sweat lodge, and then we usually have our end of year concert, Touch the Earth concert in Glastonbury. So it's like a real big build up of ceremony for us this time of year. We will still be doing ceremonies. Create your own ceremony, create your own little altar to your loved ones and to your ancestors of the land on where you live, and your ancestors of your bloodline as well. And that, your nearest ancestors are the ones that have just passed, that are, there, and then you can go back and back and back. People sometimes look to the ancestors to go really a long ways back, whereas you've got, my nearest ancestors is my parents. Both my parents are in spirit now. And it's coming up for an anniversary. Thing is, these anniversaries, I like to celebrate their passings, the days of good days, not the days they passed. Mother's Day, Father's Day, birthdays and family holidays and that sort of thing. We always remember them. I don't so much celebrate the days that they passed. I sort of forget about that one so much. But it's nice. And at this time of year, when we're honouring our ancestors, we put a plate of food out for them. That's a lovely thing to do. You usually find it's gone in the morning if you leave it outside. Not always sure who's eating it, but we do leave it out there for the ancestors, and it's a lovely thing to do. So that's how we celebrate here, and you celebrate. I did put a thing up the other day because everybody does pumpkins, don't they? But it's not really what it's about. But I did put up some designs of how you can do your pumpkin lights. But for us here, and I hope for many of you, it is more of a time where we honour those that have gone before us. So tonight we're going to think about this honouring and connecting with our ancestors. So we're going to start the evening. Lynn's going to do a reading. Then we're going to go into a beautiful meditation, and we'll got a couple of songs to play for you and some more. So it's going to be quite an interesting evening, and do hope you enjoy it. But for now, we're going to just do this
I suppose the only thing I'd want to add to that is for us to be aware of those we've lost. The robin for me is a sign my mum's around, and the number of times when I've either been really happy and thinking I wish mum was here to see this, and suddenly a robin's appeared, or I'm walking perhaps reflecting on good times I've had with my mum, and suddenly a robin appears. And for each of us there might be something different, but just to be aware that they do show us that they're around, or we feel them. And this is part of the reading really that Lynn's written. Listen, as we hear a familiar voice in some far recess of our mind. Or was it in front of our mind, outside of our body? For the voice was real. Oh yes, it was real. There again, the gentle voice in the night air, whispering endearments, words remembered and recalled. A feeling, a warmth overtaking our body in a comforting embrace. Who walks with us? Who walks behind us? The unseen, sometimes caught in a blink of the eye. Their divine essence is absorbed in a soft blanket of love as it is draped around our shoulders, soothing and safe. We feel them. Oh, the thin veil, the blending of the worlds. Remembering is brought into the realness of the now. The touch of the hand, the sound of the voice, the knowing that we are not alone. We know our ancestors walk with us. They have come to celebrate with us as we honour them. A bounty of harvest foods laid upon the table to be shared as a feast of succulent delights that brings nourishment to body and to soul. A fiery passion burns within, warmth of the heart pulsing and beating. A tune radiates as frequencies of communication with the dead becomes fluent in its language of tongues. Walking together again, side by side, not in front, not behind, side by side, hand in hand, we once again stand, seen and unseen. Together we remember as living and dead dance in the light of the fires that light the darkness. Never forgotten. Yet this time of the thin veil brings with ease ancestors of our bloodline and the ancestors of the land upon which we stand. Their blood and bone mixed within the blessed soil. We hear you. We remember. We feel you. You are never forgotten. We honour you all.
May they be remembered. So, now we're going to go on a lovely meditation. So get yourself nice and comfortable and make sure you're not going to get disturbed. And I don't know, some people like to sit on the floor, lay on the floor, lay on the sofa, wherever you can to be comfortable. And let the music feed into you. As with the music, my voice will dance and the words will come together to guide you on a journey upon where you will meet who you are meant to meet. So as you're starting to relax, feel every muscle, every bone, every tendon starting to relax with my words. Finding with your breath your own comfortable rhythm, not overstraining, just finding that comfortable rhythm of breathing that helps you to relax. And the more relaxed you become, every muscle, every bone, every tendon starting to drift away. And as you breathe in the freshness. And as you breathe out all that doesn't serve you. Breathing in the freshness and breathing out all that doesn't serve you. As more and more relaxed you become, feeling every muscle, every bone, every tendon relaxing. Allowing the music to bring the healing, my voice to steer the journey. You become full of peace, full of beauty, full of contentment, totally relaxed and totally at ease, knowing that you are safe, loved and protected at all times. And in your mind's eye, you will see the journey upon which we're going. You become aware that you're standing at the entrance of an ancient woodland. And it is autumn, the time of the fall. And the leaves, the gold, the reds, the browns, are all fallen from the trees. And as you start to walk into this woodland that's lit by the light of the moon, with the smell of autumn, you see this huge, huge pile of leaves that have been collected into one place. And that part of you, that inner child that likes to kick and play within the leaves, you stand with your back to this big pile of leaves, and you let yourself fall back gently into this big pile of leaves that cushion you and hold you tightly and safely in their grip. You can feel the coolness of the leaves, but they don't make you feel cold. They're comforting, warming. And you feel a breeze start to come across through the trees, and they lift this pile of leaves with you on it up gently through the trees, going higher and higher until you are above the tree line, and you can look down into the woods. You can see the trees, the skeletons, where their leaves have fallen. The moon that's lighting your way. And here I will leave you to float around on this journey, knowing that you are safe until it's time for me to bring you back. Who knows where you're likely to go? Who knows who you're likely to see? You may meet with someone. You may stop and get off this big pile of leaves. Or you may stay there and journey further into the universe. Here I will leave you in safe hands. Enjoy this time. way back. If you've left your floating pile of leaves, it's time to climb back on. If you're still on them, then it's time to start making your way back. And if you've met with someone or something, a friend, an ally, a relative, it's time to bid them farewell, give them thanks for what you've experienced. Knowing that this place that you've been to is a special place for you. It is your place. And you can journey there at any time. It's your place to return to at any time you choose. But for now, it's time to make our way back. As slowly and calmly and gently, you journey back down on this huge pile of leaf, back through the sky, till you can see the treetops again. Slowly, you make your way back down through the trees. Till gently you come to a stop. And as you land softly, the leaves all separate to become individual again. And they all float off in their own way. You stand and you brush yourself down, and you look around the woodland to the ancient trees that stand so tall, their branches reaching up to the light, up to the sky, and their deep roots that go deep into the mother who feeds and nourishes them. And as you stand there, bathed in the light of the moon, in this ancient place, take time to just feel that nourishment from that roots of those trees that you stand amongst. You feel a blanket of love wrapped around you. Soothing you, refreshing you. Within you is an inner peace of contentment and of joy, knowing that those ancestors walk with you, that they are there with that love to guide you. Slowly, all starts to ebb away. And as it slips away, all but that feeling of contentment and peace that stays with you. You become once again aware of your breathing and of your physical body. And as my voice and the music starts to fade, you find yourself back within your body, back to where you started this journey, back in your home, or wherever you were, back fully into the now. Coming back, so you're fully back and fully present once again. Present to listening to my voice, feeling that physical body. Let me see some interactions that you're back. Some thumbs up, some little icons, smiley faces, hearts. I hope I haven't lost you all and you're not all still floating around up there on those leaves. Ah, they're starting to come back. There we go. They're starting to come back from that journey. There we go. Excellent. I don't want to rush you back because that was quite deep. Some of you may have had experiences and met with people. You may feel a little emotional, but that's good. All's good. Everything's good. And everything's how it should be. You may want to message me and anything you want to share. Please feel free to do so. I'm there on Messenger, or you can get me by email. And and at the end, I'll give you some more information on that beautiful piece of music that inspired that meditation for you. It's a beautiful piece of music. I just want you to come fully back and fully present. It's good to see interactions because I know that you're all there. It's one of the difficult things when you do this sort of work. You know, I'm so used to having people in the room with me where I can actually see what's happening and see their back. And when it's like this over the internet, it's good. It's got its good. And it's got its other side that I can't always see what's going on. So, but it does look like there's a lot of people moving around now. So, thank you for that, Lynn. What I will say, there was a few little moments. It gets very damp in Heron's Lodge sometimes, and the condensation can play a bit of problems when we play music. So, but hopefully it didn't, because it's not on the actual album. It's just also electric things in here go a little bit strange at times, because there's, you know, you ought to be in here tonight. There is so much activity. I'm going to enjoy watching this back actually, because I think we're going to be seeing things as well. I mean, we were in here at the weekend actually, and we get knocks on the door. I don't know if any of you were with us back in the summer when we actually heard the knock, 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 and there was nobody physical out there. But there's a lot of activity going around at the moment, so it's a very sort of very special spirit, and the ancestors. I just, you know, yes, this time of year brings it more to the forefront of honouring them, and it's a lovely thing when we get together as a community to honour the ancestors. But you know, we're not going to be able to do big things this year. We're going to have to do things on a much smaller scale. But everyone can do that themselves. You can make your own altar, put your own photographs out, and do your own ceremonies.
Play your own music, whichever helps you to think about those you love. It might be something that they like to listen to with you. Yeah.
And you know, they are definitely around. Spirit are busy. I think it's just that this thin vow. I mean, we use the drums a lot, and that spirit comes through very, very close on the drum. You've only got to start drumming, and they're there. But music brings them in as well. It's amazing. We've had some really amazing experiences, and I love. We was talking at the weekend about going into sacred circles and stone, long barrows and that sort of thing, and. We like to go to these places, and we go there with offerings, biodegradable offerings, I should say. But we go there with an intention of honouring those that were there, not wanting. I find a lot of ceremonies nowadays, people are going to do the ceremonies at these sacred sites, but they're going there with an intention of wanting something, whereas it's so much nicer to go with the intention of just giving back and giving your, respecting those that laid there. It was their place.
Or doing what they asked when they asked us to.
Yes, there's one particular circle that we go out to in Dartmoor. We go there we didn't go there this year because obviously of lockdown, but we were getting ready to do this midnight ceremony there, and a late night ceremony, and it's always very, very it's quite serious. We take what we do very, I wouldn't say serious as very respectful, very mindful. And we was getting ready, and suddenly they knocked on my door, if you like, and they said, "For goodness sake, lighten up. We were alive once. You know, we'd like to actually join in with a bit of fun and a bit of higher energy. You know, whoop it up a little bit." So we you know, that's exactly what we did, and the ancestors joined in with us that night, and we was drumming and we was chanting and we was whooping it up. It was good. And it was quite a lesson, actually. It was quite interesting. You know, look, we were dead once, you know, we were alive once. Just because we're now walking in spirit, don't mean to say we can't have a good time, and we still like to have a laugh, you know. One of my teachers always said, you know, never take yourself too damn seriously, and I think that's a really good lesson to have, and to be able to laugh and whatever. But yeah, so anything you want to add to that, Lynn?
No, but I think the important thing is, you know, we get a very strong sense of spirit all around us if we look for them and are open to them. And particularly in Heron's Lodge, where we have a lot of ceremonies. And I think that, again, at home, if you have a place that you can have ceremony, whatever that means to you, then that becomes a more special place.
Yeah, it's that sacredness, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's bringing in that
sacredness
in, and this time of year it's nice to sort of decorate it with leaf. And there was an interesting, I haven't done it yet, but I shared it out on the if you're not a member, do join our Corhrain tribe. We get some really uplifting posts on there, and today I shared one. It was a bowl made out of leaves. I got a feeling it might be some sort of like paper mache. I've not had time to watch it all the way through.
To see it.
But it was this bowl made out of leaves. It was really, really nice. So that's on there. Yeah, it's nice to bring in the crafts, and I've been crafting a lot. I've been really inspired to do a lot of crafting lately. So I've made quite a few gifts to go out and about in the next few weeks. So yeah. But anyway, so I do hope you enjoyed that meditation. I was trying to not go off myself, actually, because it was
oh yes,
it was so easy to go off to Neil's music. I tell you, it's just such beautiful music. Yeah, so where we're going to go now is I want to carry on with this theme of acknowledging the spirits. And I haven't got the Touch the Earth band in here, so we're gonna play a track for you. And this track has a story. Before we play it, it has a story, and I'd like to share the story with you. There is amazing ways that spirit work, and they bring these amazing gifts to us that we don't even realise at the time. When my mum died, this is going back a good few years ago, she passed when I was in America, and I'd been with Quiet Bear. He was an amazing flute maker. We used a lot of his flutes. And she passed in the October, and in the summer, in the June, we were getting ready to go on a family holiday. And I'd been over to my dad's, and it was a little bit of a double-edged sword thing, because we was like looking forward to going on holiday. Yeah, it was really strange not helping Mum pack and get her stuff together, and Dad hadn't sorted out her clothes either, so there was a lot of Mum's clothes and everything there. And anyway, when I was driving back, my mind was like sort of elsewhere. And as I pulled up at my gate, there was the post, and there was a tube. Just picked it all up, didn't think much of it, put it on the table, did a few jobs, come along, opened my mouth, got a big knife out. I always think about this knife. Big knife out, cutting away at this tube, thinking it might have been a poster or something. What was inside was this flute. And, you know, I couldn't believe it. And it was a gift from Quiet Bear. And he said that it's for the spirits. This flute is for the spirits. And to think of my mum when I play it, because it's that breath, the breath of life. So I want to dedicate this particular song, Spirits on the Wind, to all of those spirits out there, to all those that have passed, even since we started this tonight, that have moved over. And yeah, so this is Spirits on the Wind. So we're going to play this, and it's going to go into something else, and then I'm going to bring in the closing as well. So we're doing it that way. passion, where the heat of the sun, where the waters, the oceans that rolled into one, where the air that we breathe and the earth where we lay, and our bodies go back to the earth where we came. Blood is mixed in the soil, where the ancient remains leave the stories to tell. On the wings where we fly and our spirits are free, we dance with the passion of life. Oh higher, oh higher, oh higher, and alright. Oh higher, oh higher. Oh higher and alright, oh higher, oh higher, oh higher and alright. We are spirits on the wing. Where the stones, where the earth, where the clay, where the sand, where the bones and the feathers that lay hand in hand. The earth is our body, in her arms we are one. Stories how our lives now unfold. We dance with the passion and the memories of old. We are spirits on the wind, let the dancing begin, in tune with the cycles of life. Oh higher, oh higher, oh higher, and alright. Oh higher, oh higher, oh higher, and alright. Oh higher, oh higher, oh higher, and alright. We are spirits on the wing. Spirits on the wind. We're going to go into our closing. Hope that you've had a wonderful evening. Hope that you've enjoyed this night. I'm going to look forward to reading through all your notes. I've seen all your notes that have come up, your comments. Please, if anything that's stirred or anything you'd like clarification on, or you want to talk to me privately, please use Messenger. And yeah, when we've actually finished, then I'll give you some information on the music we've used tonight. But for now, we'll just bring ourselves into that place of, this is Om Shanti, peace throughout the world. Peace to all man. Peace to our Mother Earth. And I'd like to share with you these words, written by Linda Hogan. And it's walking. I'm listening to a deeper way. Suddenly, all my ancestors are behind me. Be still, they say. Watch and listen. You are the result of the love of thousands. And as we close this night, we ask that this love radiates out through all. That as we go into these nights of the thin veil, we love and honour and welcome and respect the ancestors and those of our bloodline, those of the land upon which we live, and that as we walk together, the spiritual realms and the physical worlds blending, may we walk in joy and love in that knowledge. May we walk in balance, in beauty. May we be mindful of our words and how they can hurt another if carelessly thrown off the tongue. May we continue to walk our journey, taking time to stop and listen and to see all that's around us and to feel all that's around us. May we come together again soon and join as one community, seen and unseen, hand in hand, together as one. Oh, hey Namaste.
Hey Namaste.
So, thank you everyone. Now, the music tonight, the meditation was, you can pass me over, Lynn. A friend of mine, Neil and I have known each other for a long, long time, but we're at festivals, and when we're at festivals we don't get any real time to talk, but we've talked more since lockdown than I think we ever have. But he gave me his love and his blessing to play his music on our meditation nights. So I've chosen his CD here. It's called Seasons, and obviously tonight's meditation was done through the autumn. So in the winter I will be bringing you, Lynn and I will be bringing you another meditation evening to winter, and then we will go one through the spring and one in the summer. So we will go through all of those beautiful pieces of music that really enrich those guided meditations. And Neil's website can be found, it's all the W's, and it's neilofficial.online.
Neil H.
And it's Neil H official online. I will add it to the event or on the tribe or on my profile tomorrow. I will put up the readings that we used tonight as well. The last song we played also, that was Spirits on the Wind, Touch the Earth, and which followed with Om Shanti, the call for peace. So yeah, it's been a lovely evening. I hope you've all got something from it, yeah, you have my love. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Neil, I've just seen you got there. And thanks everyone for watching. Thank you, Lynn, for helping out and doing the music. I can't do the two things. So just thank you very much, Lynn, for that. And yeah, have a lovely celebration, whatever you're doing for the rest of October into November. Touch the Earth, 7th of November, will be, all being well, we'll be live streaming from Big Jam Studios. So that's on the 7th of November, Touch the Earth live streaming from Big Jam Studios. And then also
our candle.
We're going to dedicate our candle tonight to the ancestors. Yeah, there'll be lots more other stuff. We'll see you online. So, Lynn, would you like to dedicate the candle?
Dedicate the candle.
This is a bit I don't like because you've got to get close to the screen to say goodnight to everyone. And the candle's going out.
Yeah.
To the ancestors.
To the ancestors. With love.
And our love to you. Good night, everyone. Be
Bye.
safe, be well.